Hey folks, it's Nitro, Big Dork Energy. It's been a while since we've done one of these videos where I get sucked in by a game and feel some wild compulsion to blather into the void about it. Although this time I want to try and keep it as concise as possible, so let's see if we can keep it under 10 minutes. Also, make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment underneath because that helps us immensely. Thank you. So here we are, and let me tell you, this one kind of surprised me when I decided to revisit it. Last year, we decided to squad up and give a try to a playtest and eventually the full release of Once Human. Admittedly, our excitement over the game sort of fizzled out and we left it alone for a while. That is until recently, when I'd started seeing ads for it all over the place and I decided to give it another go. Damn, am I glad I did. Once Human is a survival MMO third-person shooter, pseudo Pokemon collecting, crafting, house decorating. You know what? It's a lot of things, all in one game. Brought to us by Starry Studio for the convenient and ominous price of free. And guess what? The MTX, honestly, ain't that bad 20 hours in. But anyway, back to the genre blending. This game managed to bring a lot to the table, with a somewhat unique blend of Destiny, Rust, and notably the Division series. Once Human offers a little bit of everything to the player, and much to my surprise, it does a relatively decent job of it. Let's start with crafting and building. Whether it's a humble shack containing just the basics to keep you well stocked and supplied, or an extravagant home built into the side of a mountain, you will very early on be prompted to construct a personal base and shelter. It won't take long until you're tackling overzealous DIY expansions, knocking out walls and adding floors until you're essentially a tower-dwelling wizard. It's really addictive, and with the variety of decorations, including a playable piano, there's a lot of opportunity to turn your house into a home. Albeit a home that turns out more munitions than Nick Cage, and houses a variety of Pokemon-like pets that you most certainly do not force to do your bidding for basically nothing. Seriously, employing your deviations, as they're called, to passively mine and deforest while you're out blasting bad guys, helps gather the many various resources that you'll need to craft and repair and upgrade your gear. With a robust variety of not only weapons, but armor, ammunition, consumables, and more, there's plenty of builds to experiment with some craftable items you can change with specific ingredients. So you can use bear skin versus deer hide for different types of bonuses when you're crafting armor. The possibilities are endless. Enemy variety is actually pretty solid. There are multiple enemy factions, each with their own ensemble of unique types and varying difficulties. Whether it be the organized and seemingly well-funded Rosetta with their stormtrooper-esque soldiers and drones, or the more fanatical vultures who have a completely healthy relationship with fire. Then there's the deviants, a mixed bag of creepy monsters ranging from zombies to sentient claw machines and light posts. Using a combination of various weapons, special abilities, protective deviations, and an ever-helpful dodge roll, you'll find yourself blasting through combat in a wide variety of settings. Mini-bosses and events keep things interesting when you're traveling between destinations, as well as resource acquisition, clearing and looting settlements and strongholds. Then there's the big bosses, each with unique mechanics and designs who can really give you a run for your money, especially if you, like me, run solo. They can be incredibly fun to deal with and offer a substantial challenge. One that I can only imagine is even more interesting with an ally at your side. Obviously, no game is perfect and you're going to have the odd drawback. Server stability is decent, but you do get some wacky stuttering sometimes and enemies will just kind of ignore a headshot. I mean, in one case I've been booted from the server, but I had plenty of time to see it coming, and once I got out, I was right back in the fight moments later. Occasionally textures will load in just like a JPEG or not at all, but overall technical issues have been pretty scarce. The menus, you could argue, are a wee bit bloated just with so many different trackers and shops and achievements and currencies. There's like 5 billion goddamn currencies, some of which I still have to figure out what the hell they do. But that's honestly all I personally have to complain about. I mean, the hot and cold mechanic is a serious pain in the ass that had me seething more than any boss fight, but I really can't judge it too hard as it's an interesting way to add a major challenge to the game. I've spent most of my time in the Way of Winter scenario, which is largely based around this hot and cold mechanic, where you must always be looking for ways to adapt to your environment with temperature resistant armor or food and drink that buffs these resistances. And while this is my first real scenario experience, I'm excited to explore what the game has in store for future scenarios and seasons. While I have yet to try a PvP scenario, I'll admit it, never been my forte in games like this. From what I gathered through a quick Google search, it could be a lot of fun and very rewarding. I just can't stand the thought of losing my shit after all this time at work though. Overall, I'm really glad I gave this game a second chance, and I'm truly hoping that as I play further, the content continues to be released and it will keep things fresh. All in all, I kind of hope that this video just helps anyone who's been thinking about maybe trying it out or who has never heard of the game to maybe give it a try. And you guys can maybe drop something in the comments about things you like about this game. That's it for now. Thank you very much, and we will see you the next time.